Based on divisive garbage. Keep in mind, I'm slapping together a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Uh, Not the finest example, but no one, based on their lot in life, should be forced to eat something that's not food. Based on their living conditions or based on, how many promissory notes they have in the bank. It's divisive, it's deplorable, it's disgusting. And this is how things have been for a very long time. A very long time. And it's only gotten worse with food being weaponized. And some people out there would argue otherwise. I was having a conversation with a gal at a register the other day. I was picking up avocados, and they're not cheap. They're not cheap. And it's shisty. Actually, I was being shisty at the moment. I take that back. That's a whole nother ball of wax, but they are very expensive. And I asked her if she eats them. I was just curious. And I was shocked because she, by all accounts, I mean, she looked like somebody I thought would be more along the lines of like a fair weather hippie and concerned about health, etc., etc. It's also a health food store, technically speaking. And she told me she doesn't. She gets the other ones. She buys the ones that are organic. In case you are exceptionally slow and or not paying attention, I've said this too many times. Food used to be full of light and life. But we were spoon-fed, our forebears, our forefathers, for most of us at least. I don't think you were around. I know I wasn't. They were spoon-fed jargon like organic. Look up when organic was first used. The first use of the word organic. Or most of you probably never have thought to do something like that. It's relatively new. And that opened up the door to genetically modified poison. Which also makes me think of the fact that I commented on one of many posts that keeps circulating on the DARPA internet having to do with Ellen Page cosplaying as a dude. To that point, you can pay a stranger to cut off your tits, but you're not going to grow a dick overnight based on wishful thinking. Cosplaying as a dude doesn't mean you're a dude. That's not how shit works. But that and the agenda that quite literally hijacked the food supply and corrupted it, it's no different from people calling men women and women men and corrupting what reflects reality. In both cases, it's disharmonious, which means it's counterproductive. But is that something that people want to talk about these days? Is that something people want to think about these days? Is that something that people reaffirm, they support, they promote, they perpetuate? Unfortunately, yeah, it is. Which is why many of us, myself included, to varying degrees, depending on my, social status, as our masters would prefer us to think in terms of it, since we're working towards becoming social credit slaves, from time to time we eat poison because we can't afford food. Often I complain that, and I know I do a lot of complaining and I'm pretty sick and tired of it myself, but I'm still surrounded by fucking morons. I lost my train of thought. It's not how things should be. It's how things are. It's by design. It's not coincidence. And most people aren't concerned with any of this, which is why it fucking exists in the first place. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to do the right thing? Are you willing to challenge yourself? Are you willing to challenge others? Likely not. Because our masters are conditioning people to act like wet farts. To be narcissistic, superficial little duds who aren't worth their salt. And so it goes.